What's going on, Lords? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I make a new mate, Pepe, from Spain. We head west to check out the Aral Sea before crossing into Russia. But before we get into it, I just want to say a huge thanks to all my new subscribers and a special shout out to everyone who's shared my videos. Honestly, it means the world. You're all making this dream of mine a reality, so thanks heaps. So today is day 3 on our trip to Russia.
Peace and love.
We're doing a little bit of maintenance before we go. We did 800 Ks yesterday. We're doing about 460 Ks today to Aralask. Aralask is a dry sea where they've drained the sea for cotton farms, kind of like what they've done in the Murray-Darling in Australia. You know, all around the world, people are dumb, don't care about the environment. Makes no sense. It is 30 degrees now. It's meant to get to a top of 38. It's probably going to be hotter in Aralask because it is further west and further into the desert. But we are prepared. We have got water, we have got food, we have got petrol. Jerry has mapped out 3 petrol stations on this ride, so he shouldn't run out of fuel this time. But yeah, that's today. I'll show you anything that's worth seeing on the road. So, we were stopping for a bit of fuel when we bumped into another rider. I thought he was saying he was from the Netherlands, but it turns out he's actually from Barcelona, Catalonia.
Hello, my friend. How are you? Hey.
Where did you come? I'm a European. You? Australia.
Belgia.
Italiano. Italian.
Belgia. Catalan.
Pardon?
Catalan.
Netherlands. Oh, British. His name is Pepe. Don't know why, but for some reason I thought he was called Walter. I have no idea what they're saying. He's from Netherlands. Another rider. Apparently it's a pretty common thing to ride through the fucking desert. Kazakhstan. Who'd have thought?
Anticipated love that never comes our way.
Salam. Video. Anyway, not long after that, my bike decided to play up again. Wouldn't start after refueling. Still have no idea what the issue is. These electrical gremlins are driving me nuts. If anyone's got some tips, let me know. I'm all ears. When I was walking from there to here, the lights turn back on.
Okay.
I push start,
Okay.
they turn off.
Cuando la estaban empujando hacia atrás, le encendieron las luces porque intentó.
¿Quiere algo?
What? Do you want something?
I'm okay.
No, it's okay.
I want my bike to start, that's what I want.
No, yo estoy full también de agua. Gracias. Okay.
So, I'll show you. See if you can do it again.
Plastic here.
So, like, I'll walk.
You want to?
No, I'm just gonna see if it turns back on and see what it is. Just like see the lights turn on. Yeah, see now they're on.
No.
Yeah, so this is what happens. Let's see. Dash lights on,
Everything on.
all good.
You approve?
No.
Now it works.
Okay, good. Yeah, maybe it's contact.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hotel.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's doing it again.
De todas maneras, aquí ahora.
Same problem, please.
¿Has visto un mapa?
Same problem.
¿Ya no? La puta, tío.
You go up.
It's broken again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, it's a new mechanical technique. Okay. Perfect.
No, sì, sì.
It worked.
Yep, espera,
It's a
espera,
new
espera, espera,
Honda.
espera. Aguanta, aguanta. Aguanta, aguanta. This here, the problem.
This one.
Espera, espera. No, no,
So, we've just reached Aral. Boys are coming in. I've got an electrical issue with the bike. Somewhere in the bottom, I gave it a little kick, and it fixed it. Who would have thought kicking things would fix? I thought it would have fixed it. That's why I did it. Anyway, gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. It is now 6 p.m. So what's that? About 8 hours in the bike. Not a bad day. We picked up our friend Walter here in the GS 1250. He's from Spain. So these two boys have been speaking Espanol to each other, and I just go "sí" every now and then, so I feel like I'm a part of the conversation because I don't speak Spanish. No hablo español. I'm gonna pull the bash plate off the bike and see if I can see the problem. Hopefully I can fix it. Hopefully it's nothing major. Only one way to find out. So now I have the bike up on the center stand. Turn the key. No worries. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Just being temperamental. Little princess, I guess. I don't know what to do with it. I guess I just keep an eye on it. Keep riding it. Keep kicking it if it stops working, because that seemed to fix it. Old bikes. They're great. 6 a.m. We're up. It's bright and early. The sun is shining here in Aralsk. I'll put the spell in here because it's a weird pronunciation. We're going to check out the Aral Sea today, which is the worst man-made natural disaster in history. Alright, so we're in a little town on the outside of the Aral Sea and we need petrol. This is the local petrol station. Just here, you walk into the garage and they give you 5 litres. Or 10 litres, or as much as you want. I only got 5 because I don't trust it too much. Oh, fucking cunt.
Wait! Thank you. Hey, cheese, you say you pay here. You need pay. Preocupate.
So we made it. There's only 2 bikes, as you can see. Walter on the GS has only got road tyres and he had a little bit of a whoopsie, so he didn't make it. He turned around to go back the other way. Anyway, the Aral Sea, where I am standing right now, should be underwater. What you can see up there, these beautiful rock formations. I'll put the drone up and give you a better view. That is the coastline. Was the coastline. Not anymore. Because of stupid bloody government things. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. That was a fun ride in. Beautiful spot. Lovely. Great desert ride. Bit of history for you. Back in the 1950s, when Kazakhstan was under Soviet rule, they decided to divert the rivers that fed the sea to grow cotton in the desert. The sea, which used to support a heap of fishing villages, has now shrunken to about 10% of its original size. What's left now is pretty much just salt flats and sand. The Kazakh government tried to save what's left, but unsustainable farming in Uzbekistan made things worse. It's pretty wild to see what was once a massive body of water, now just gone. After checking that out, we turned around to find Pepe. But of course, I took a wrong turn, classic me, and got separated from Jerry. I had to climb up to higher ground and try to figure out where I was. Okay, I think we might have took a wrong turn back there. Because I don't know where the town is that we came from. I don't know where Jerry is either. I didn't think he was this far behind. And yep, I copped a little spill in the sand. No biggie though, nothing compared to Pepe. He ended up with his bike landing on his ankle. Poor bloke had some nasty swelling, but he's alright. Alright, we're leaving Aralsk a bit later than expected. It is 1 PM. We have got to go to Aktobe, which is still, it says 11 hours on the map. I reckon I can do it in less. 600 Ks. It's going to be a late one, but we've got a schedule to stick to. We've got places to be, people to see. We're leaving our friend Jerry. He's not coming with us.
Thank you, my friend. I love you.
I love you too. But we have our new friend, Walter. He's coming with us to Russia. So we do have company. So we're going to be safe. Got a new little problem. My Honda identifies as a Harley. Bit of an oil leak that we have to keep an eye on. I've just put about 600 mil in. I put a litre in the other day. I was full 2 days ago, it was full. Probably won't be able to get it fixed until I get to Romania. But I'll just keep an eye on it. You know, it's only an issue if it stops leaking oil. If it's leaking oil, it means it has oil. If it stops leaking, no oil. So, we'll keep topping her up. From there, we made our way to Aktobe. But man, the road was an absolute nightmare. Trucks everywhere. Good thing we're on adventure bikes and we just cruised past them down the dirt. So I've just arrived in Aktobe. It's 10:30. I've checked in my hotel, parked the bike. I left the last hotel at 6 o'clock this morning. Sure, I played around at the lake, had lunch, but 16 hours. 16 hours from one hotel to the next. Oh my god, big day. Tomorrow's another 7 hour, another 600 Ks. And so on and so forth until we get to the other side of Russia in like 5 days time. Got some ground to cover, got some maintenance issues to look at on the bike. which I'm not really going to be stopping anywhere properly until Romania. But we'll get there. We'll get through it. I'm going to have a shower and I'm going to bed. Day 4 of my race against time to get to Russia in time for my visa. We cranked out 620 kilometers to Atreo. Another long, tough day in the saddle. It's a lot, but we're making progress. Nothing to say, it's just empty fields. Me and Pepe. You're not missing anything. Here comes someone else on a adventure bike, it looks like. Oh, it's the one from the hotel.
He's in the hotel.
Yeah. Hello.
How are you? You in the hotel. Motorcycle in the hotel. Tobe. Okay.
Salam.
Okay.
So we got Mongolian, Spaniard, Australian.
Catalan.
Catalan, sorry, not Spaniard. Today's the big day, we're heading to Russia. This is the last day in Kazakhstan. Russia's like 4.5 hours south from here. We are in Atreo. It's just a little town. We just got here last night at about 9 o'clock. Stayed here at this little hostel. Had dinner and went to bed, and then on the road again. It's 8 a.m. That Mongolian that we met yesterday, he's with us still. He is also heading to Russia, so we're like, just come with us, mate. We'll just all go together. Why not? So yeah, we're heading to Astrakhan today. I fixed the camera on the front, so we got that back. Big day, border crossing into bloody Russia.
English,
English,
Germany,
English,
English,
Spanish, Mongolian.
Uzbekistan,
No,
Almaty, Kyrgyzstan,
Almaty,
Kyrgyzstan.
Russia. Keep going? Okay. I guess we won't be filming while we ride anymore. Camera has gone, shut the bed. Insta360's selfie stick, you know, they're action cameras, they're meant to be good, right? That's the bolt that they have that goes in there. We're bloody doots. See you later. I thought, like, action cameraman, they sponsor all the good riders and all that. Like, can't handle me. What the fuck? I figured I'd come get some fuel right from the source and see if we can figure out how to get this pump to work. So, if I turn this tap here, is that where the gasoline comes from? It smells like petrol. I just don't know how it works. So this is it. The Kazakhstan border. So now we just got to cross this and then we're in Russia. Coming into Kazakhstan was super simple, super easy. I'm sure leaving here is going to be just as straightforward and simple because it's a good country here. Yeah, unfortunately, as you saw, I don't have my other camera on the front, so I can't do any bloody discreet filming. So we're through the Kazakh side. It was as easy as I expected. The ride in here, the road wasn't too bad. There was a few bits that were a bit bumpy. We were battling a pretty crazy crosswind the entire time. My eyeballs, my eyelids feel like 80 grit sandpaper from the sand pelting me in the face. But apart from that, it's not too bad. We left at about 9. It is 2 now. So it wasn't too bad of a run. This is Russia. Welcome, brother. We've bloody done it. That border, easy. Just push in front of the line, go through. There's a bloke there talking English. He rides motorbikes. He just wanted to have a chat, helped us out. Wanted to talk about Barcelona, you know, like the football team. Yeah, get in there, brother. Have fun. Let's go. So now, gonna smash the Astrakhan, and then smash at the Vladikavkaz, and then off to Tbilisi. In Russia, we'll be gone before they even know it. Next week's going to be a big one. We cross into Russia, hit the heat in Dagestan, and head into Georgia. So we're waiting at the border for Georgia. We're on the Russia side right now. When we entered Russia, we weren't given import papers, customs declarations for our bikes. So that was a little issue. They had to take us